Hello students, welcome to the English class. We were seeing the lesson The Elixir of Life written by Sir C.V. Raman. Now we will see the third part. Okay. He started off this essay by writing about the river Nile, just to show how important water can be. Okay, he is comparing it with the elixir. Elixir means amrita in Sanskrit or in Kannada. Okay, it is evident, however, that in a country having only a seasonal rainfall, an immense quantity of rainwater must necessarily run off the ground. So he is telling it is evident. Evident means it is very obvious, it is very clear that in a country like India, we having only seasonal rainfall. Seasonal means only during rainy season we will have lot of rain, otherwise there is no rain or very less rain other than during the monsoon season. So that water during rain, whatever rainwater falls on the ground, it just gets run off, means it just is getting wasted. And what will happen to that water? The collection and utilization of this water is therefore of vital importance. So he is telling that water, what will happen to it? It will go form a stream and go and end in the ocean, or it will just get absorbed underground. So it is getting wasted. So to collect it and to utilize it or use it in a proper way is very important. Much of it flows down into the streams and rivers and ultimately finds its way to the sea. Okay, if you can see this picture over here, this is the ocean. So what happens to all the rivers in this world? They will flow ultimately to the ocean. So this is one river. This is a river which is flowing from some other place, and it keeps flowing and in the end it will come and join the ocean. So why is it not good for the water to go and join the ocean? Ocean is salt water, this is fresh water. So if once this water goes and joins there, this water will be, this sea water will be of no use. Even though 2/3 of the whole earth is covered by water, it is salt water and it can't be utilized for drinking or for agriculture. Only this fresh water or spring water or rain water, that is what is useful. That is why he is telling it has to be used, otherwise it goes and finds its way, means it goes and joins the ocean, which where this good water gets wasted. So instead of that, we should utilize it. Incredibly large quantities of precious fluid are thus lost to the country. So for India, which is a huge country with huge population and many of them are dependent on agriculture, this water is very, very precious. Harnessing of our rivers, the waters of which now mostly run to waste, is a great national problem which must be considered and dealt with on national line. So the whole nation, or on the national level, that means on the central government level, something needs to be done. Vast areas of land which at present are mere scrub jungle could be turned into fertile and prosperous country by courageous and well planned action. So there are a lot of places where there is just waste land. With scrub jungle means just the land is just wasted without being used. It is just left there. Some unwanted thorny plants are grown, or nothing is grown at all. It is just left plain. So for those places something needs to be done. Closely connected with the conservation of water supplies is the problem of afforestation. So he is telling how we have to conserve or save water. The same way we should look into the problem of what is afforestation? Planting of trees. So how do we plant it? We have to do it in the correct way. Systematic planting of suitable trees is in every possible or even impossible areas, and the development of what one can call civilized forests as distinguished from wild and untamed jungles is one of the most urgent needs of India. So he is telling civilized forest, we have to create or make or plant civilized forest. That means how are jungles grown? How did jungle come into existence? Nobody planted them, right? Plants and trees just grew on their own. So here, if we want a proper water conservation, soil conservation and all, civilized forest means we have to create forest by planting trees according to what is required. That is what is called civilized forest. We humans should create a forest by planting trees. Such plantation would directly and indirectly prove a source of untold wealth. So that will create, it will itself be a wealth to the country. They would check soil erosion and conserve the rainfall of the country from flowing away to waste. Excuse me. So what will happen if more trees are planted? Soil erosion will stop. Then what will happen to the water? Rainwater will not flow away. It will stay where in that soil, in that same area where there are plants. So plants and trees help us to solve two problems. The measures necessary to control the movement of water and conserve the supplies of it can also serve subsidiary purposes of value to the life of the countryside. Countryside means in villages. So whatever measures you take to control the movement of water, it will also serve other purpose. So if you are taking many steps to conserve and protect and save water, it will solve one more problem. What is that problem? By far the cheapest form of internal transport in a country is by boats and barges through canals and rivers. So it can also be water can also be used as a mode of transportation. Can you see here? This is a barge. Barge means it is not, it doesn't look like a regular boat. It is a flat boat usually used for carrying goods. See here, they are using it to carry sand. Sometimes cargo is also carried, and these are the regular boats which carry passengers from one place to the other. So Sir C.V. Raman is telling, like this you can use waterway to carry goods. You can help them to carry people also. So and it is a cheapest means of transport. We hear much about programs of rail and road construction, but far too little about the development of internal waterways. So he is telling, start in India where very less importance is given for waterways. We can see the government is spending lot of time and money in constructing rails and roads. So the same importance should also be given for water transport. Then again, the harvesting of water supplies usually also makes possible the development of hydroelectric power. See here, one more use of water. What is that? Hydroelectric power, electricity. The availability of electric power would make a tremendous difference to the life of the countryside and enable the rural economy to be improved in various directions. So still there are so many villages without electricity, okay, because not enough power is generated in the country. So the villages are deprived, they are not getting proper electricity. So he is telling, if you use this water in a proper way and generate more electricity, even the rural economy, rural means the village, they will also improve and they will go in the proper direction. In particular, it would enable underground water to be tapped to a greater extent than at present, and thus help to overcome the difficulties arising from irregularity or inadequacy of other sources of supply. So even underground water will be should be used in a proper way. In one sense, water is the commonest of liquids. In another, since it is the most uncommon of liquids with amazing properties which are responsible for its unique power of maintaining animal and plant life. The investigation of the nature and properties of water is therefore of the highest scientific interest and is far from an exhausted field of research. So, see, you all know, right? Human body consists of 70% water. So, we are 70% water. So, water is so important. It is the commonest of liquid, but it is also uncommon. So, in chemistry you would have learnt there are many liquids, right? So, water is the most uncommon common liquid. It also has another name called, it is a universal solvent. So, it has from a chemical perspective, from a research from scientific perspective also, it has many properties. So, C.V. Raman is telling, say, this water, this liquid is very precious. So, you have to do more research on this. So, he is telling the investigation of the nature and properties of water is of highest interest. So, he is asking scientists to conduct more research and how to, he is telling them to conduct more research to find out how we can use it properly and how best you can make full use of it and not to waste this precious liquid. So, we have come to the end of the lesson. I hope you all were able to appreciate it. This is not a story as you saw, but this is an essay. Okay. So, in this essay you will, as I told you in the last class itself, you should also know essay, so that when in your exams, when you are asked to write essay, you can take this as an example, how he is moving from one thought to another and how all the thoughts are not jumbled up and it is in some order. Okay. Hope you enjoyed this lesson. This is a very important lesson about water. We learnt a lot of things, right? How water should be conserved, how soil should be conserved, and how in many other ways water can be used. Okay. See you all. You can now go and solve the quiz. In the next class I will be giving you the notes. Have a great day. Bye bye. Stay home. Stay safe.